Just my thoughts, and on probably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, for damn sure top 10, and that's Mr. Scott Hall. Scott, man, man. Okay, so this past year, me personally, since May, I've lost, a few important people to me. One was New Jack, last May of 2021, and Michael Blade, Mike Ronco, May of 2021. Now, a lot of people may not know who Michael Blade is, but Michael Blade was a great mentor, to a lot of the young guys in the Pittsburgh area. He was a mentor to me for some time. When I first got into business, Blade, I used to be able to call Blade and, just pick his brain. And, I was ready to leave the business and Blade kept me in, made me stay. And I was 18 years old. So, but then, losing Scott Hall, just really, 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 put everything into perspective and how much, what these guys meant to me, how much I love this business, I hate on it a lot. Yes, I do. And I'm a part of the thing, but what I do with Pro Wrestling Express is I try to make it, fun for me again, and if it's going to be, I guarantee you, if it's fun for me, if I can, what they could say, mark out over a product, I know the fans will, because I can think like a fan, unlike some of these so-called promoters and bookers who are in their little bubble, and, that's why y'all ain't drawing now, bums. Anyway, but Scott Hall, man, one of the greatest characters of all time, Razor Ramon. And that's what I want to talk about. The lack of characters in this business, the lack of characters in this business, the lack of the lack of Razor Ramones, Razor Ramon. It's so funny because, a little black kid like myself, what I'm saying, from what we call the hood, but a little black dude, what I'm saying, from the hood, that I loved Razor Ramon, and I wasn't the only one, what I'm saying? Like all the other kids in my neighborhood, we loved Razor Ramon because he was just cool. Oh yeah, Chico. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he just talked, that Chico's man. I mean, the way he just talked, that's what made people, in his look, the gold chains, everything. You could tell the ring attendant, the ring announcer, something happened to my gold Chico, something gonna happen to you. I mean, he was just real. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knew a Razor Ramon, you know what I'm saying, in my neighborhood. Like flat out. So that's why, when he was fighting, what I'm saying, I posted a picture of one of the segments. It was from the segment that he did, or a vignette that he did down there, where he was down in Miami, and he's like sitting down on not on the steps, what I'm saying, somebody's house or whatever, and there's like a bunch of black kids all around him, and they just chilling with Razor, and he's just chilling like it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm showing them what they about to be, me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Razor was my dude, man. I swear, like I miss him so much. Miss Razor Ramon, the character. Miss those type of characters. Also, like, man, dude was a game changer. Like he walked through that crowd May 27th, 1996. He walked through that crowd and he grabbed the microphone, and by him saying that first line changed the business forever, and I was on screen, and a lot of dudes don't understand like what Razor did behind the scenes. Because, man, look, when he started making money, he made it possible for other guys, to start making a ton of money. Because, I mean, let's be real, the story why he left the WWE. It was over money. He wanted to stay, but he had to feed his family. I get it. And he went down there and changed the game. He and Kevin Nash, and then eventually Hulk Hogan. But without Scott Hall, without, Razor Ramon, the NWO would have never have been as big as it became. Because it was his charisma, it was that made it cool. And Big Daddy Cool, what I'm saying? Diesel, Kevin Nash, yeah, he was cool. Come on, man. He was not Razor Ramon, what I'm saying? He do all that. I mean, come on, man. NWO for life, everything. He made it cool. And even somewhat he was playing a character, and I'll go back to, Scott Hall when he was the AWA tag champion with Kurt Hennig. he wasn't bland. It was just big Scott Hall, with those type of AWA wrestlers at the time, just a guy with a name who looks big, got the muscles, and some girls like him. Hey, he worked. But when he became the Diamond Stud, that was the thing about it. I swear, I wasn't into the dirt sheets back then, and when he debuted in WCW, I'm like, I can't put my finger on this dude. I know this dude from somewhere. Like, why can't I put my finger on it? You know what I'm saying? Because he looked different. So when he went to the WWE and became Razor Ramon, it was the same thing. Like, I know this dude from somewhere. Like, I know this dude. And then one day it clicked. I was watching the old AWA matches, from a tape that I don't remember how I got, but watching the matches and I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, no, there's no way. How did I miss that? When I realized that, Razor Ramon was Scott Hall, it messed me up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It messed me up. Because to me, like he just completely changed. He was a completely different look, remember he had the big puffy afro looking type hair in AWA. By the time he got to the WWE, even a Diamond Stud look in WCW, his hair was, was straight looking and greasy and, curly a little bit still. But, and then the one thing that got me was the mustache. When he removed the mustache, that's what threw me off. Because when I realized and I looked at his eyes when I'm watching that match, I'm like, dude, look familiar. And then a mustache. Because I might have been, 13, 14 at the time when I realized this. But it was just really weird to me, you know what I'm saying? But that Razor Ramon character, there will never be another Razor Ramon. If you never heard the stories of how he came up with the gimmick, of course, it's a Scarface gimmick, and a cross between Scarface and Scarface's partner, Tony, and his partner, Manny. But if you go and watch some of these shoot interviews that he's done, there's a ton of shoot interviews everywhere. You can find them, with Scott Hall on YouTube or whatever. But, he goes into how he came up with the gimmick and how he and Kurt Hennig were pitching it to Vince, and Vince was just, yeah, because Vince had never seen Scarface. So he thought this was new. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is something new. Oh, this guy's a genius, But, I mean, let's be real. He was a genius. I mean, to do this gimmick, to bring this gimmick to professional wrestling, that's genius, man. And Scarface is Scarface. Let's be real. He's the most, you know what I'm saying? He's a ruthless drug dealer. And he brings that to professional wrestling. And he's not a drug dealer. He's just a ladies' man who's badass. You know what I'm saying? And then, excuse me. Need that water. But when he eventually turned babyface, you know what I'm saying? The fans turned him. I mean, let's just be, look. That storyline was so well done. He loses to the 1-2-3 kid. He takes him, for granted, loses to the 1-2-3 kid. All these wrestlers who are running their mouth, talking stuff on him, like, oh, I can't believe you got Bret Hart running his mouth, and you got this guy running his mouth about him. And then he, comes back, puts the money up, 1-2-3 kid steals the money. Then he comes back. I can't remember exactly how it happens, but he ends up, being friends with the kid, and, the rest is history. Then the kid turns on him, and, the rest is anyway. But I was thinking of some of his good matches and feuds. I don't really remember his matches with Bret Hart all like that. I remember an angle, that they did to help promote that feud. The angle was Owen Hart sitting in there with Raymond Rougeau, and they're interviewing him, and Raymond's talking about Owen's dad, and his dad taught him this and this and that, and out of nowhere come Razor Ramon. Did Daddy teach you this? Oh my goodness! Did Daddy teach you this? Did your daddy teach you this, man? I mean, listen, hey, yo. Hey man, look, Did your daddy teach you this, man? Oh. Hey, look, the reason why that's so funny is because my brothers and my cousin Noopy, R.I.P. Noop, you know what I'm saying? We reenacted that scene 1,000 times as kids. Because that was just the funniest scene ever. Like, yo. And then, did your daddy teach you this, man? Oh, man, yes. Yes, R.I.P. Razor Ramon, man, I swear, dude. R.I.P. Scott Hall, man. We definitely miss you. We're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss guys like you, characters like you, bro. I mean, we don't got too many legends. You know what I'm saying? We got some. We don't got the legends that was coming out here doing the indie shows and doing the the fan fest and conventions. I mean, you got some guys who were stars back in there, but not on a level of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and Hogan and Flair and those guys. I mean, because I put Scott Hall and Kevin Nash on that level. People can say, "Oh, Kevin Nash couldn't wrestle," but guess what? He drew money, and it don't matter if he didn't draw as the WWF champion. He drew money, a part of the NWO, and when he drew money, they didn't just draw money; they changed the game.